SuperSorrell thrive. With action figures from every age, join us now, turn the page. From the big screen to the small, it's Geek Week, the podcast of the year. Join the fun with laughter and cheer. Toys collecting and tales from the past. Tune in now, the good times will last.
We dive into movies that make us dream, with memories like a childhood theme. TV shows that caught our eyes, let's collect the moments and rise.
Like, share, subscribe, don't miss out. It's Geek Week, the podcast of the year. Join the fun with laughter and cheer. Toys collecting and tales from the past. Tune in now, the good times will last.
Like, share, subscribe, don't miss out.
Got a new intro. Oh, there we go. Hello, new intro alert, So
I love the little voice that goes, like, share, subscribe, don't miss out.
you gotta love it. I love it. Well, we've had the old intro for quite some time, and we decided that it was time for a new one. So there we go, new intro. Geek Week is changing a little bit. Welcome anyway, episode 173 with me, Jacob's Toys, and of course, a wonderful one and only SuperSorrell. See a couple of you in the chat already. We've got Ezra Gantos, Todd World, Shauna Sheep, Luna Spring. I can say that almost without looking now, so that's pretty cool. Got my head around that. Andy Roberts is in the chat. Joby One's in the chat. We've also got, start with a quick, Shelley, John Hood, Bethany Beth. Everyone's saying good stuff about the new intro, so I'm glad that you guys like it. We kind of wanted to go for a bit of a retro vibe, bit of a Toys R Us vibe. Bethany Beth said, reminds me of a Toys R Us advert. That's kind of
it feels like our old intro was very 80s, and it feels like now we've gone very like 90s almost. That feels very 90s.
We have. It was a discussion we had, wasn't it? We were kind of like, let's bring it up a little bit. So yeah, so we've moved forward a little bit because we've had the other one for a while. So thank you all very much for complimenting about the intro. That's cool. We'll keep it. Hey. So yes, this is Geek Week. If you're new to the show, of course, like the intro said, like, share, subscribe, all those things. All the video details are in the description. And of course, if you're watching us on catch up, like a lot of you do, Mr. Sorrell, what do they need to do?
Use the hashtag catch up crew.
There we go. There we go. We are going to be talking this week about New York COMICON, which is coming up very, very soon, and MCM COMICON, which is taking place the weekend after. Two big Comic-Cons, both by ReedPop. Did you know that?
Well, they're both by ReedPop.
Yeah. Both the logos got ReedPop on them. So there we go. Yeah. Hasbro are going to be present, as are a lot of the other brands. Jada Toys is there. I know Diamond Select Toys are at New York Comic Con. There's lots going on. So we're expecting lots of reveals, which is very exciting. So do pop your predictions in the chat, and we'll kind of talk about them as we go on. And we're just going to kind of roll off the top, aren't we? And just kind of talk about our predictions and what we're kind of hoping for and whatnot. First thing,
it's weird though, isn't it? Go for it.
No, go on. I'll bring it up later. Actually,
I was just gonna say that I find it quite funny that this year at MCM, it seems like they're gonna have a stand at Hasbro, and they're gonna have things on display, but there's no fanfare.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I mean, the last couple of years, they've had a panel, and they've kind of revealed things and stuff. And I'm sure they're gonna kind of have reveals as such, but it's odd that they're not doing a panel as such, because the hall's always quite full. I mean, it's not kind of San Diego Comic-Con full, but it's still a big, a big turnout for the UK market. And it's a shame. It is a shame that they're not going to have a panel this year. But either way, I'll definitely be there this year. It's going to be Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. So, what do you want to do? Do you want to just kind of talk both of them, or are we going to kind of separate our predictions, or we're just
We'll
gonna...
separate it and then we'll just kind of natter, if you will.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
I've
yeah,
got to
New
say,
York Comic Con is going to be interesting. Sorry, go on.
before
I
we
keep
talk
cutting you off.
before we talk toys, Agatha all along this week.
What was that? What was that?
Oh, let's do this in the least spoilery way possible. But that was a good episode.
Oh, we can go spoiler because it was on Thursday. We're on Sunday. It's been at least 48 hours. I think we're all right. If anyone wants to mute, and when it's safe to unmute, I'll do this.
Yeah, okay. Just quickly, do you like my Dungeons and Dragons cup?
That is very cool.
It is cool. Audi special buy, mate.
Ooh.
Audi special buy. I needed a coffee cup like, last minute, and it was this or Wednesday. And I was going to go, yeah, I was like, I don't know if I can walk around with a cup of kind of, what's the name, on her face on it. I just thought it was a bit too creepy. And then so I picked this one up, but yeah.
Speaking of Aldi special buy, you did say Aldi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So speaking of Aldi special buy, Aldi exclusive. I know, an exclusive. Why would Aldi get an exclusive? Insane. But Monster High single pack dolls, rather than the big packs with all the accessories, these are the new smaller dolls, and these are only £10 each. Normally they're £30 a doll, down to £10 in Aldi exclusives. There's 3 in the collection. You can get the 3 main ones: Claudine, Draculaura, and Frankie. Frankie was the only one left on the shelf at mine. They'd been ransacked, and someone had even claimed the standee because it's in like a shape of a coffin. Someone claimed that, and this was just on the shelf at side. But yeah,
I'll see it in mine.
But yeah, £10.
You know what? Credit where credit's due. Aldi, every now and again, for anyone stateside doesn't know, Aldi's like your grocery store, but they kind of have like an aisle in the middle that has everything from kind of duct tape to toys. Like, it's just weird, and it changes every couple of weeks, and there's new stuff in there. But credit where credit's due, they're stepping their game up on the toy side of things. Like, there's some good, like they had the Playmate Turtle re-releases, didn't they? The Shell Shock ones not too long ago. Obviously Monster High and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, back to Agatha.
But Agatha, yeah. I mean, they even went down the whole, because this was Agatha's trial, basically, wasn't it? This was her trial. Because we even we're going to go full spoiler now, by the way. Because we even heard from Nicholas Scratch, who's a comic book character. That's her son in the comic books, who we've obviously seen in this version. She's given up to someone to get the book, the Darkhold. Well, we all
How many episodes are there?
10 overall, I think. Or was it 8? Hang on, let me double check. Agatha all along. Because I know the final 2 episodes both air on Halloween night, which is quite cool. So we're on episode 5, and then there's 9 episodes overall. So we've got 1, 2, 3 weeks left. So basically it'll be over by Halloween. So you've got 1 episode on this week coming up, then on 23rd, and then we've got a double episode finale on October 30th.
Amazing.
So yeah, that's going to be awesome. But this episode was mental. There's so much going on.
You know what, as well, like there doesn't seem to be that much chatter about the show going on. Like with the other MCU, like Marvel television stuff, like people are talking about it all the time, and I don't see all that much said about Agatha, which really surprised me, because I think this is one of the best shows they've put out in quite some time. Like, it's Agatha, and for anyone that's kind of, I'll use the term loosely, but like a casual fan, so they're not kind of tied in with the comic books and that kind of stuff, and they're just interested in, okay, this is Marvel, I'll watch it, sort of thing. It's really well contained. Like, there's a lot of kind of little notifications, and it's a notification. There's little nods and stuff to kind of other things that were going on in the MCU and stuff, but it's very well contained. Like, you can watch it and understand what's going on without having to know the bigger picture. And it's dark. Yeah.
So did you notice that when they went inside the cabin, and it all went very 80s, the costume that the lad wore was Wiccan's costume from Halloween in the thingy episode.
Yeah.
I thought that was quite cool with the blue headband and everything.
Yep. That was
and then
very good.
Yeah. And obviously then they started spelling out death, which was quite interesting. DEATH. And I think that's obviously going to come back later down the line. Something's going to come of that. Because we obviously know in the comic books you've got Lady Death. Lady Death is an actual entity. The Grim Reaper is a thing in the comic books, and the comic book version of the Devil, as we know, is Mephisto. So I think it's all coming to a head here very, very quickly.
And they've already named Mephisto in an earlier episode.
They have.
You've now got Death.
In the last episode, because we didn't talk about it last week, but in the last episode they even name dropped Dracula, but they just didn't name drop him. They didn't use his name, but they said the vampire that she had a courtship with. That is Dracula in the comic book.
Yeah.
But what I loved is we've obviously killed off another person. We've had another member die from the coven.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. But then that ending, what the hell was that ending?
Can I make a prediction?
That you don't think it's real? It's all in his head.
No, I don't think that. I think this is. I don't think any of the witches are going to survive. I think it's going to be Agatha and Wiccan at the end of it. Wow. And I think this is all Wiccan's doing. This is him doing some kind of revenge, and he needs her to reach a level so that he can power up. That's where I think it's going. Because if you think about it, it started with his mum. It started with Scarlet Witch's death. Yeah. And that and then all of a sudden he broke out of the kind of spell, didn't he, at the beginning, if you remember back?
Yeah.
And then he was with her when they were. None of it has taken place without him. It's all been in his presence. He's been there the whole time, and and you're very much led to believe as the viewer that she's taking him along for a ride. That she even refers to him as like pet. But I think it's the other way around. So I don't think any of the witches survive. With the exception of maybe Rio, something more is going on with her.
What I was going to say was, I wonder if will Agatha even make it out alive? Will she sacrifice herself to save his soul or something later down the line, and that's why he becomes a good guy at the end or something? There's got to be something, because he can't just do this now and go full dark and then be an Avenger. So something's got to come of this, you know what I mean, to turn him back around. So I wonder whether, because Agatha's quite attached to him, as we saw in the previous episode, when he nearly died, she proper lost it. She was gutted for it. So I mean, there's got to be something that I think she redeems herself with Nicholas Scratch and all that by sacrificing herself maybe for Wiccan and forgiving Wanda or something.
Technically, the episode ended with them being sucked into the ground, didn't they? The only one left standing was him.
Was Wiccan, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, in the comic books as well, Agatha, in the modern comics, or she was for a while, she's not anymore, because she came back as a young, she in the comics, she kind of went youthful for a bit. But before that arc, there was an arc where she was a ghost, basically. So I wonder whether they're going to use that element, and she'll come back, but in spirit form. Because Doctor Strange could speak to her if he when he goes into his celestial form kind of thing, his otherworldly form where he disappears his body, he could speak to ghosts and stuff. So I wonder if they're going to go down that road maybe or something.
Yeah.
But no, the crown on his head at the end as well was straight up Wonder, wasn't it?
It was good, wasn't it? I just think that there's not really a I don't know. There's not really a room for her in the wider MCU anymore. I can't see where she would fit, and I think they're very much using this show as I think it's going to end. I think there's going to be a kind of a definitive kind of story within the show, and Wiccan is obviously then what kind of comes out of it. But if you look back at the other MCU shows, there always seems to be that kind of that routine of getting kind of halfway through it or 2/3 of the way through it, and the story switching up and there being something more to it. And I think that's going to happen with this. I don't think it's just a show about them going on the witch's road.
Yeah.
So that's my prediction anyway. But yeah. Right, let's get on. Got a couple of other people. See you shouting them out there.
It's safe to come back.
Oh, yeah. What's he doing? No, Agatha. We finished talking about Agatha. A couple of people more in the chat. Joshy Boy Toys, Black Sky, John Hood's there as well. I'm just looking at comments quickly. Joshy Boy Toys said watch Terrifier 3 today and left terrified. I haven't seen any of them. I need to catch up.
Are you into like gore fests? Are you into like gratuitous gore? Because that is all Terrifier is. There's no real story to Terrifier. They're just trying to repulse you for the sake of repulsing you.
Yeah, I just kind of I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me anymore. I like a little bit of psychology behind your horror film. Speaking of horror films, right, I'm clearing out my loft at the moment, and do you know what I found at the back of it? Like an old box with an 8mm camera and videotapes. Like reels.
Wow!
Film, right? Is it Shudder? No. What's the film?
Yeah, Shudder. No, Sinister or something. Is it Sinister?
Yeah, something like that.
It
is my 8mm thing, but I completely forgot about it. It's at the back of the loft, and I got it, and it's a proper box where you have to kind of like open the belt strap and lift the top off, and it's all there, and the reels are all there, and I was like, nope. Thank you. But yeah, okay. So let's talk New York Comic-Con.
I like Bethany's comment as well. Depending what's the Ghostbusters HasLab is, the Cat's Lair may be cancelled. The saga of the Cat's Lair continues.
Oh, you can't cancel that Cat's Lair. You can't.
It's money though, isn't it? It's the Cat's Lair. It's very expensive. Yeah.
It is quite a pricey one. But let's talk Ghostbusters first. So we know Steve even confirmed last week that it has been announced that there are Ghostbuster HasLab announcements coming between New York Comic-Con and MCM Comic-Con. So we are going to find out over the next couple of weeks what this HasLab is going to be. I'm still holding out for it to be a 3 3/4-inch Firehouse.
I hope so.
I still really want it to be a 3 3/4 Firehouse. And I know I made a joke out of Steve, and because he had his Firehouse on display, and I kind of said that last week. I was like, oh, so when the Firehouse is announced, are you going to replace that one? And he didn't really say anything. he didn't really react. So he's either very good at poker or but
do you think he even knows though? Because he don't work on that contract. Would he know? I know he's quite high up in Hasbro, but I mean, would he know?
I would think
because he's not on that contract, is it? He's on Star Wars.
No, but I think he would. I think they all talk, don't they? It's like in any workplace, isn't it? You might not be in one department, but you know what's going on in the other one, sort of thing. Bethany Beth said, me and Shelley think it's a Firehouse. So do me and Sorrel, to be fair. I think it's a safe bet. I think the only thing that's throwing me off about it is that first tease where they showed like the tire and the fender and stuff from the Ecto one. That's the only thing that's throwing me off. But I think a Firehouse just makes sense. It really does just make sense. It doesn't make sense to be anything else.
So we're going to find out this Friday, October 18th. It starts at 5:15 p.m. until 6:15, so they've got an hour's slot. The official announcement on the website says Hasbro hosts an action-packed toy panel with brand marketing team members revealing exciting new products, giving fans a first look across its iconic action brands. The panel will celebrate the 40th anniversary of Transformers with new Studio Series figures and announce new team members joining the G.I. Joe classified line. And you won't want to miss the launch of the latest HasLab project for Ghostbusters. So they're definitely launching it. The panel will bring updates on the Hasbro lines inspired for Star Wars, including the Black Series and Vintage Collection, as well as Marvel, including exciting news about the Marvel Legends product line. That's all happening on 5:15 till 6:15, Friday, October 18th, which for us in the UK will be 10:15 at night. So...
Okay,
but yeah,
and
that's when we're going to find out,
isn't it?
That's at New York Comic Con. It doesn't say whether this is going to be a live stream by Hasbro. It doesn't. We've not heard anything if they're going to stream it yet, but we'll start seeing the news dropping in anytime after about 10:15.
So it's a safe bet if they're announced Friday. It's a safe bet that they're going to Comic Con.
Sorry, try that again. You kept going out.
I said if they're announcing it on the Friday, a pretty safe bet that they're going to have it on show at New York Comic-Con.
Potentially.
Yeah, I think that's a
Or a
given.
working prototype at least.
Yeah, I do have to apologise. My internet is a little bit patchy tonight.
Mm.
A little bit.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Well, this is officially my last week on the Geek Week. It's so in this room. So, there we go. There we go. Big build up. Yeah. So my internet is a bit patchy because I'm moving everything over. But yeah. So Ghostbusters Firehouse. I think that's.
I'm guessing so.
There's not really much else they could do. They could do an in-scale Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, but how many people are actually going to buy that?
No. Firehouse would sell like hotcakes.
Yeah. So I think it's a Firehouse. That's my.
I wonder if it'll be the Firehouse for the original Ghostbusters to go with the original O-ring Ghostbusters figures they've just released, and they'll maybe throw in a Janine at the front desk or something as like one of the pieces for it.
Yeah, there's so many easy add-ons that they could put in as tiers as well. And like I mentioned last week, I very, very briefly mentioned it last week, but the Hasbro Pulse website did put 2 panels up. They put a standard and a deluxe. So on the website, there was a placeholder for a standard HasLab and a deluxe HasLab. Now, the only other one that we've seen do that is the Cantina, which obviously came with your standard package and then your full kind of wraparound package as well. Difference was about £100. So it could be a Firehouse, and your standard is kind of similar to the Playmobil and the Lego and that kind of stuff where it's open. And then the deluxe giving you an extra wall or an extra L-shaped wall so that you can close it in. So Firehouse would make sense. I can't think of anything else they would do as a standard and as a deluxe. Yeah,
100%. I'm excited about it though, because New York Comic-Con as well for this year. We know that there's going to be SH Figure Arts are going to be there. Diamond Select are going to be there. Hasbro's going to be there. NECA's going to be there. Don't know about the others. There's no announcement from Jada yet or anything like that, but I'm guessing they all will be there. Tenacious Toys are going to be there.
I think Jada put it on their. I think Jada put it on their Instagram.
Oh, cool. So they're going to be there.
I saw. Yeah, no, I'm sure I saw that they were going to have Angry Ken and Pink Chung-Li available.
Angry Ken.
Yeah, you know, like the angry version of Ken. That's what they called it, Angry Ken.
I'm just Ken.
Speaking of Ken, I saw your video about the little boxes.
Yeah,
very cool.
Looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That you have to the side of the boxes where it holds, you know, with that little flat bit at the front.
Yeah.
You have to cut the sides there because there's tape holding that in. So once you open that, the whole plastic just pulls out. And then you're left with the cardboard sleeve on the inside and the machine. And I just put the tape back on to put it back together. And then Ken just stands in it beautifully. I wish I knew this, though, before I chucked away my boxes for Ryu and Chun-Li.
I knew there was a reason I hadn't opened them yet. But I must admit, after seeing your video, I only realised then that they all have a different backdrop.
Yeah.
Like, looking into the box, you can't really tell. You can just see some blues and whites and stuff, but they've all got a backdrop that's...
It's the backdrop from the game.
Yeah. So I might have to do that. I have to do that one. It's a bit of a big display, though, isn't it? I'm not one for kind of displaying all my boxes and stuff, so...
I was thinking I'm going to save a couple and just have like maybe one either side and then all the figures stood in the middle. But I'm tempted to save all the little card backs just to have all the little... like the stadiums and stuff, the little stages.
Yeah, very cool. Oh, very cool. I just want to crack open very soon. Very, very soon. I'm going to be opening those up very, very soon. But by the time I do, I might have 1 or 2 more though. So who knows? Who knows? Yeah,
Guile comes out very soon. Guile's the next one. I've not heard who's coming with Guile yet because obviously they always release in sets of 2. So I'm guessing it's going to be Cammy. But they've not announced who's coming with him yet, as far as I'm aware.
They've shown images of Cammy. I don't know whether that's been like officially announced as the one that they're releasing, but there have been images of Cammy floating around the internet. Do we know what Diamond Select's doing at New York Comic Con? Have they got anything specific that they're announcing, or?
Well, no, there weren't really much, was there? But we did get that email this week where you can find the chops. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So Zach is going to be there. Zach obviously is very he's very prolific with Diamond Select. He's been with the company a lot of years, and he's got very iconic mutton chops going on. And you can hunt down the chops basically and find him at Comic-Con. He's going to be there this year. But
need to get him over to MCM. We really do.
Yeah, we do. That'd be awesome to see him. He's a really cool guy.
Need
But
to
yeah,
get
they've
him
put
over.
a thing on their website saying, "See you at New York Comic Con." There's going to be a Diamond Select Toys booth, and there will be a giveaway. So I'm not sure how big you are on wrestling, but Danhausen, is sort of is a toy collector and a wrestler. He's going to be at the booth signing stuff with Diamond. And there's going to be a print of a Venom figure that's coming out from the Spider-Man 2 Gameverse thing. You got to get a print signed. But yeah, they've got it says join our panel. So join Zach and John St. John and Chris Dahlberg as they look into the 2024 to 2025 toy releases. That's on Saturday.
Brilliant.
So they've got a panel. So we'll probably see some news over the weekend.
Brilliant. What are you hoping for then? Is there anything in particular that you're hoping gets announced or gets revealed?
Once again, I'm going to go back on my tirade of saying the Werewolf by Night. He's the only one they've not announced now. We've obviously got a cool new Dracula. We've had some really cool Stranger Tales figures. Just Werewolf by Night, man.
I think Werewolf by Night is a good possibility, only because we've had that man thing previously with the Werewolf by Night branding on it, and it doesn't really make sense to not have the main character.
Well, I suppose you're obviously hoping for the MCU one.
Oh, either, to be fair.
I would love the comic book one because they released in the Stranger Tales wave. I'm just bringing it up on my computer now. On the Stranger Tales wave, they released obviously that Moon Knight, the white and gold Moon Knight. That is the Moon Knight costume when he used to fight Werewolf by Night in the comic books. That was the costume he wore, the white and gold one. So I'm hoping that's an inkling that, if they're going to give us that appearance of Moon Knight, surely going to give us the person he was fighting against in the comic books. Yeah, surely.
Yeah. But then that would also tie in as to why we've not seen the MCU one, to be fair.
Yeah.
If they were, because if they put the MCU one out earlier, people would be going, when are we having a comic book, and vice versa. So I think that Werewolf by Night, and especially as MCM takes place in October, New York Comic-Con takes place in October, it's all very Halloween based, isn't it? So I think it's a strong possibility we'll see a werewolf of some description.
Yeah. As well, what I want to say is because obviously I loiter, I linger in other people's, live streams and all that good stuff, can't help it. And I was watching good old Dan, and he was talking about, they're on about him and his I forgot the guy's name, Displayed Ones Rich. When he was on, they were on about Mephisto and stuff like that. And people were commenting about the Charger, the Hell Charger.
Yeah.
Because obviously they said they're going to release something that was previously missed. So what has been previously missed? It could be anything really. But everyone was saying
so long.
Yes, everyone was saying Mephisto and Hell Charger, because if you think about it, they have recently done Goblin Queen, and they have given us Hellstorm. He's now come out. So the only one we are technically missing from the thing now is Mephisto. So the breadcrumbs are leading to that. But when people brought up the Hell Charger, it's not Dan Young, who's the other guy, I forgot his name. Ryan was in the chat that night, and as soon as people started mentioning the Ramen Toys one, he started popping off in the comments, like proper popping off. Saying yeah, but it's not official, it's not licensed, and oh yeah, but the Hasbro one would have been amazing, the lights and sounds, and the amount of comments he was popping in that chat about it was nuts. So
mate,
it clearly rubbed him up the wrong way.
Right, I'm going to stand very strong on this. It's up there. I can touch it. You just can't see it. The Ramen Toys, Hell Charger, Ramen Racer, it is incredible. It is incredible. It is a 1/12 scale Dodge Charger with interchangeable bumpers, lights, sounds, all the rest of it. Like it doesn't do all the things that the HasLab one was going to do, but then it does do
But
things that the HasLab one wouldn't. So
it does enough for what you want it for.
yeah, and for me, I'm a big fan of like Ghost Rider. You know, I'm a big fan of Ghost Rider, and I'm a big fan of Robbie Reyes. And I just wanted the Hell Charger. I've got Johnny Storm with a bike. I've got like 3 or 4 of him.
Mm.
I've got Danny Ketch with a bike now. I've got various different other kind of Ghost Riders. I'd like a good Caretaker. I'd like a good kind of horse version of the Ghost Rider, but I needed a Robbie Reyes. Like I just, so I think that's what could potentially be the thing that was missed, the actual Robbie Reyes figure, because they haven't given us a Robbie Reyes figure. So they've done the Danny Ketch recently now, but to do a Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider figure would sell like easy.
That's the thing. I was gonna say. I was saying the other week, wasn't I, that it would be cool for them to release the Robbie Reyes figure with the the interchangeable head to turn him from Robbie Reyes to Ghost Rider. But after and then people would obviously use the Ramen Racer as the car. But ever since I saw the comments, the way he was talking, I think they would want to do that as a bundled deal. So I don't think they would release Robbie Reyes without the car now. So I'm thinking it's definitely pointing more towards Mephisto now. If they're going to do a Halloween release, like an October release, I would say Mephisto, especially the way Agatha's going as well.
A Mephisto figure would sell. There's no two ways about it. And I don't have any qualms with Hasbro at all. I backed that project. It didn't fund. So naturally, I want to look elsewhere. I want that, that I want to fill that gap. I think it's a very different kettle of fish if you didn't back something and then bought a third-party version. But I think for most people that bought that third-party version were the people that backed the original HasLab and didn't get it. I think that's. I don't think there are many people that kind of went, "Oh yeah, I'm going to buy that," that weren't already invested in the idea of getting it. So, yeah, that's just my opinion. But you know what, Ramen Racer came with a Robbie Reyes head, and I've done a pretty damn good custom from a Power Ranger figure. So I'm happy. My Robbie Reyes kind of slot is filled. I just need to get a decent 1/6 scale Robbie Reyes. That would be cool. I'm still waiting on my Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider 1/6. It was supposed to come out this summer, and it's not. And that's the one thing about 1/6 scale is that they'll announce stuff like a year, 2 years in advance, and then it will go into production and stuff. But then there's sometimes delays, and there's sometimes like ridiculous delays. And we're now kind of 6 months behind the official release date for the Ghost Rider, and it looks so cool. I really want it to hurry up and get in my collection. But okay, so Hasbro wise, we think in Mephisto. And do you think there's going to be anything regarding the Thunderbolts or Red Hulk or Agatha or any kind of MCU?
Too early. The fact that we've been waiting so long to get anything like that, like any of the MCU stuff recently, I think they're waiting. I think they're still doing the wait and see approach. They'll wait and see if the film even sells before they even start looking at figures. I think because it's still as cool as like what I know you're really looking forward to it. I'm not so much. I couldn't give two giant flies about it. I was going to swear then, but I thought better of it. So I couldn't really care anything about that film. So I'm wondering whether they're going to like wait and see how it divides the market before they start pumping out figures for it. Because literally, as somebody said the other day, and I agree with them, that would be a wave of shelf warmers because they were all shelf warmers in the original waves. They were.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a film of shelf warmers.
Yeah, it is a film made up of shelf warmers.
But do you want to hear my proper bullet? Sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say the last thing on the MCU side of it is I do think that the Marvel Legends kind of brand has taken a bit of a hit because of the MCU side of it. Because in the lead up to Infinity War and Endgame, they were obviously pumping out a lot of MCU figures. Like the Facebook groups, there used to be real debates, didn't they, over kind of like, well, we're comic book collectors, we're MCU collectors, that kind of stuff. And it seemed like every other announcement, involved more and more MCU figures, whereas now, like you say, there is much more of a kind of wait for the product to release and then go into production. And because of that, there are less kind of movie fans collecting the figures as such. Because by the time the figures are coming around, they are only for your real collectors, because people aren't buying figures on a film they watched 2-3 years ago. But with that said, one pair of figures I really would like to see announced at one of these two cons is the No Way Home Lizard and Electro. Like we're missing those from that lineup. And speaking of which, the Pumpkin Bomb landed. I haven't seen many people reviewing it.
It's one of them. I don't think many people will get it, to be honest. It's a cool piece, but I don't think it'll sell that well. You've got it already?
I've got it already, but I haven't
Get the review online. Mate, no one's reviewed it yet, as far as I'm aware. Get it online.
I'm gonna have to review it, but it's cool. It's a cool prop. But the thing is you can't really see in you can kind of see here, like with my Guardians. So I've got like a Groot, baby Groot. I've got like the Star-Lord helmet, and then behind here's the orb, and then I've got my Star-Lord kind of 1/6 figure. So for me, it was kind of like, you know what, that's cool, because I'll have the Goblin mask, I'll have the Goblin bomb, and then I'll have like a 1/6 scale Goblin with it. But yeah, I mean, it lights up, it makes noise. It's a pumpkin bomb that doesn't blow up.
Cool. Do you want to hear what my blue sky thinking for Comic-Con? Like what I would love to see them announce. It'll never happen in 1,000 years, but there's some logic behind it. So a wave of figures. I've kind of stinged before where I've said about the Capcom ones. I think that would be a great seller opposite the Street Fighter figures. We've already talked about that though. What I could see happening, because Hasbro have the rights to Marvel Legends, obviously, but they also own the rights to Fortnite. And right now there is a great big crossover going on called Absolute Doom.
Yeah.
I could see them doing a crossover wave for Marvel Legends X Fortnite, and do a Captain America Jonesy, a Peely Wolverine, so they'd be the Fortnite figures. Then you'd get the Doom the one from the game as well, with the big silver plate on the front and stuff. Gwenpool, because she's not had a release for a while anyway, and they could do a straight repack for her, but she would sell. What's she called? Black Panther's sister, Shuri. They could do Shuri, because she was one of the characters that's in there, and she would sell because she's not really had many releases. And then War Machine to round out the line. They'd be the 6.
Yeah, I said this before. I think it was who was over at the time. I think it was when Dan was over at MCM, and I'm sure I mentioned to him about a Fortnite wave, because it was around the time when Fortnite had just been in. Marvel had just been in Fortnite, and it was really popular and stuff. And I was like, why are we not doing a crossover wave? Like, why are we not getting the costumes from Fortnite as Marvel Legends? Like, even just as a full Marvel Legends wave of just Fortnite costumes, because they are slightly different and they look, there are little tweaks here and there, and it would be very easy to repackage and remold and stuff, reuse and stuff, with very little new molding and stuff.
Yeah, well, what I was thinking, because like the Jonesy one as well, it's literally the head of the Jonesy figure they've already made, and then just pop it on the Captain America stealth body. Done. I think the big 2 that they could do to test the waters. I think they should do a Peely Wolverine, because I think that would sell regardless, because it's Peely, it's a banana Wolverine. Come on, everyone's gonna want that. Yeah. And the Doctor Doom, but do him as a deluxe with the Thing chair, because obviously all the things for Fortnite is in the chair made of Thing, isn't it? A Thing melted down or whatever he's done to him, turned him into a chair. That would be awesome as a deluxe figure. Yeah, and with the hype of Doom right now as well, the hype of the new movie, Robert Downey Jr., that would sell, man.
And they've put out a lot of versions of Doom in the last couple of years. Like, we've had, like, at one point we were kind of waiting for a classic Doom, and then they kind of pumped out about 6 different versions of different colors, different style, right down to the Secret Wars to God Doom. Like, we had like a load of them all in one go. So like a Fortnite Doom would make sense. Easy.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I don't think we'll see many MCU figures. I think if anything we're going to see, it will be historical. So we're talking like Werewolf by Night, Electro, Lizard, like those things that they already know are kind of popular or worth producing.
Yeah.
Comic book wise, I really don't know where to pitch it because they really do jump around. Like there's not like one single theme. I think obviously they're doing the Secret Wars line at the moment, so maybe some additional ones on that they've just announced. Some more kind of similar packaging sort of deal. But I'd really like to see a what's it? I've totally lost my train of thought. Which one would I like to see? Which was the one that we
Spider-Man?
just no.
Doctor Doom? Fantastic Four?
No. It's gone. Oh no. It's totally gone.
X-Men?
He's totally gone. I was like, I knew where I was
Ghost
going with it.
Rider?
No. I'd like to see Ghost Rider. We're not going to see it. But yeah, I would like to see some new cool figures. But no, they have jumped around, and Secret Wars is obviously one. Oh, Capcom. That's it. What you said earlier.
The Capcom ones. Yeah, the Capcom ones would be cool.
Some Capcom styled Marvel Legends figures to go alongside my Jada toys, and it's just an easy way of capitalizing on a very popular thing at the moment. You know, the Jada toy Street Fighters are very popular. Like we've said before, you throw out some Capcom styled outfits on certain characters, and there you go. Or even like an Agatha, like a comic book Agatha, but then I don't think she would sell because
I don't think a comic book Agatha would sell. Yeah, the last Agatha didn't sell well, but that face was awful, wasn't it?
Oh, I know. It's not. I was so excited to get it, and then I got it, and I was like, okay. Okay.
It's the only reason I still don't own it yet is because I keep seeing it in game, and even they've knocked it down to about 12 quid now, and I still keep looking at it going, it's that face. What is that face?
It's like,
yeah, it's really weird.
My kind of blue sky thinking, though, that I would like to see announced at one of the Comic-Cons is more Deadpool and Wolverine figures. I
think that's a guarantee, more or less now.
I don't think we're necessarily going to get it at these two cons, though. But that would be cool to see it this close. Because, okay, they didn't do it with the release of the movie, but we've just had the release to digital and DVD, digital and download and stuff. So announcing the figures now, the kind of Deadpool hype is back a little bit. So it would be good timing. But I just think we need those other characters. We need Blade. We need Elektra. Gambit. Gambit
definitely.
maybe more. But yeah, Gambit. You know, Johnny Storm, like all of those characters that we didn't get.
Yeah, I honestly don't know where they would go with the comic book figures these days, because what haven't they done at this point?
I'm here. I'm just my camera's off just to let my internet catch up.
Yeah, I don't know where they would go with figures these days with like the comic book stuff. Like, they don't do waves anymore, really.
No. Well, they do. Oh, Sorrell's on mute. My camera's off. This is going really well. No, but they do kind of do waves, but they're just not predictable. Like Strange Tales came out of nowhere. The Secret Wars came out of nowhere. Like all the waves they've done recently are very unpredictable. Like they're not things that you necessarily would have guessed were coming. So I think I don't really know where they would go with a wave at the moment.
Yeah. Because like they haven't done like a boxed Spider-Man bath wave in ages because they keep doing the card backs.
Yeah, so
or the boxes.
It made me cough now. We need a good Spider-Man builder figure.
Yeah,
builder figures. I know they're not getting rid of them, but they really have. Like they're not as like they don't seem the hype of builder figures don't seem as much as they used to be.
It's because now they can make you buy a full wave of figures at $24.95 and make you buy the deluxe extra for another $65. It's capitalism.
That's
money.
The thing, that we as consumers have kind of bought into that process, and therefore we're losing that builder figure. And the builder figure for me, like if I'm going back a couple of years, like the builder figure for me was the excitement of a wave. Like it was kind of like,
It
yeah,
was.
this is a good figure, this is a good figure. But then at the end of it, if I got the whole wave, I'm also getting this figure, and that seems to be going a little bit.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think that's having a knock-on effect with the waves now, because obviously if they don't do a builder-figure, because like the builder-figure was the reason you bought an entire wave. Now when there's characters, because you always have deep dive characters that nobody cares about, like Red Widow, you know what I mean? But no one wants a Red Widow. No one wants, there's certain characters that are always a bit naff. And those ones normally have the bath piece in to make you buy them. So you have to get the full wave to make the bath. It's like it used to it made logical sense, didn't it? Then there's no real shelf warmers because everybody bought the wave.
Yeah.
Nowadays, no
the other
bath
thing as
figs
well-
means you just. Sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say the other way that they did it was with things like the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 wave, where they did Cosmo as the builder figure. So you would buy the wave to complete the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So there you go. I think that's
I'm
probably
wondering-
where my love for Marvel Legends kind of dropped off a little bit, where they were doing more of the card backs.
Me too. I'm wondering whether we're going to get. I mean, it would be cool to see. I'm blue sky thinking again, but I mean, a Deadpool wave, but like a bath Deadpool wave.
Oh, it'd be really cool, wouldn't
Because and then not have it be like a new Gwenpool, like in a different color, a new Gwenpool, a new Lady Pool, a Deadpool. You know what I mean? All the different variations of pool. You know what I mean? A new head pool should be in there, and like have like one of every different versions of Deadpool from different multiverses. You know what I mean? That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Because they could get away with even because then they could put one of the movie ones in there, just a single in the wave, because it would fit.
Yeah. I just like a solid wave of Deadpool movie figures, Deadpool and Wolverine movie figures.
That would be awesome.
A solid wave of them. That would make me happy. So that's my hope from Hasbro. My hope from Hasbro across these two is a Deadpool movie wave, Electro and Lizard, and then maybe a Werewolf by Night.
Yeah,
I think Mephisto's a given, so I'm not holding out for Mephisto, but also Ghostbusters HasLab. That's the big thing for me. It's the first kind of MCM that's coming around like this time of year where a different brand other than Marvel is taking my interest.
Yeah.
So.
I personally as well think now they've released the red Iron Dracula with his X-Men style armor plates on from his recent comic book appearances. I'm wondering whether they're going to use the body of, I forgot his name, Morlun.
Yeah, Morlun.
They'll use Morlun's body, a new head sculpt, and they'll use the Satana cape with the big, and they'll give us a classic Dracula now. Now they've made everyone buy the red armored Dracula. They'll release the classic Dracula to go with the Stranger Tales wave.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
That would definitely work. Diamond Select. I'm hoping to see more Walking Dead figures.
Yes, I hope so.
See more Invincible figures. They're the two of my favorite. They're my two favorite Diamond Selects.
Have you looked at the zombies that are coming? Have you looked at them in depth?
They're not called zombies in Walking Dead. They're called walkers.
Sorry, the walkers. Have you looked at the walkers and what they come with?
We don't use the Z word on Walking Dead. All right. Yeah, they're interchangeable, aren't they?
Yeah. So they've got like these forearm pieces that pull off and you can put on. So they've got severed hands and they're quite gruesome. And you've got different hands, different faces. Yeah. There's loads of different bits to make them so you can army build with them almost.
Yeah.
Which I think is very cool.
It's genius. It's genius. If you're doing a Walking Dead figure, like was it McFarlane that did the original kind of 3 and 3? No, they're like 4-inch ones, weren't they? And the problem they had there, like I collected them to I had hundreds of the things. I ended up selling them as a job lot because I was like, I can't even get rid of these individually. I had so many. But the mistake they made is that they did all the characters and they did very few walkers. So you would have like 10 characters to like one walker on a shelf, and it was kind of like in the show and in the comic book it's the other way around. Like there's hordes and hordes of these walkers. So to do a pack that has 1 or 2 walkers in it, or zombies. I'll say zombies, it's easier, but 1 or 2 zombies in it that you can interchange and swap bits around and all that kind of stuff. Like it's genius. It makes so much sense. I would easily straight up buy like 10 of them just to have a horde of zombies.
I think they'll announce very soon a 2-pack of those zombies, but with the headpieces in to make Michonne's or Michonne's walkers. You know, on the chains, because it's her brothers, isn't it? In the comic books, I think it's her 2 brothers. I think, or is it a husband, like a boyfriend or something, a husband or something?
One of them's you're testing me now. I
thought, is it not a brother and a husband?
Yeah,
it's something like that. And it could be because she couldn't bring herself to kill them, so she makes them so they can't hurt her, and then she carries them around on chains. But it would be cool to include the pieces because it could just be the same body as the walkers you've already got, but just have the new heads and stuff, and then the chain pieces, and then you've got 4 zombies to play with in your pack. Then you know what I mean. You've got the 2-pack, and then you've got the other 2, so you'll have a 4-pack of zombies then for your dioramas. And then they've obviously given us Negan in this next wave, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Oh, the Negan figure looks straight off the comic book. He
does. He looks amazing. But what figure would you like to see next after Negan then? Who's next for you? Glenn? He's obviously the popular one, isn't he, because of the TV series?
But you know what? In the comic books, Glenn wasn't. I'd like a Carl. And obviously, for anyone that has read the comic books, obviously Carl does not suffer the same fate that he did in the TV show.
Yeah.
Maggie would be quite cool. Carol, maybe. I don't know. I mean, there's so many. No, Abraham.
Ooh, yeah.
Comic Abraham with with an interchangeable head with an arrow for his eye, just like in the comics. Yeah. The thing is, there are so many, but I would like them to do the walkers. That's what I would definitely like to see more of. I'd like to see it almost to the extent where I can buy more and more zombies and build that up before I'm adding characters, because already we've got 3 characters. Once Negan's out, we've got 3 human characters, and I don't want to go down the same road that we went before, where it's just loads and loads of characters. I'd like more zombies. But a female zombies as well. Like, do a 2-pack of men and 2-pack of women, and pick up 2 or 3 of each, and just mix and match them.
Yeah, I'm thinking after Negan, it might be the governor.
Oh, that's a good shout.
Because he's obviously a very popular character in the comic books, especially with his severed arm as well in the comics.
He would be a good deluxe with all his fish tanks and stuff around him.
That would be cool.
That would be a very cool deluxe to have it almost like, you know, like they did with the Crow, where it's kind of like
they got this chair and stuff.
Diorama, yeah. You could do a good deluxe governor, even if the box was his room with all the fish tanks and stuff, just so that you could kind of get that. Yeah, no, governor's a good shout, mate. That is a good shout.
I was just thinking back to how McFarlane handled it, and you are right. Abraham was one of the ones I think that they did as well, wasn't it? He's the guy with the tiger, right? Abraham?
No, it's Ezekiel.
No? Oh, it's Ezekiel.
Oh, Ezekiel. There you go.
Ezekiel with the tiger, that would be cool.
Yeah. Oh. No, Abraham's the ginger bloke with the big mutton.
I need to Google. Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Like an army kind of guy.
Yeah, the army dude. Yeah, ginger. Yeah. As soon as you said ginger, isn't it sad that as soon as you said ginger, I knew exactly who you meant.
Oh, yeah. That one. Oh no, Ezekiel would be a good shout though. Well remembered. I completely blanked out Ezekiel, and oh yeah.
Because I was thinking the McFarlane ways and where they went, they kind of did the characters like the governor, and they did like them big sort of like those kind of characters that had like distinct, accessories and things. So like he would come with the tiger and stuff, which would be awesome.
They did do Ezekiel with the McFarlane ones. They did him a few times, and then they did do what was the tiger's name? Sheba, something
like that, wasn't it?
Yeah. And they did do a few of the tiger, which was quite cool. You got like bloodstained ones as well.
Yeah, I remember
black and white comic book accurate. That would be cool. That would be cool. And Ezekiel in the comic books looks. I mean, in the TV show, he looked very cool as well. But in the comic books, he had all the like massive dreadlocks and everything. He was just a very cool looking figure.
Yeah.
I think he would make a really good. Yeah, he would definitely make a good a black and white. Yeah, Ezekiel. Actually, that's my next. He's my next. Ezekiel. Give us an Ezekiel with Sheba.
That would be cool.
And some more walkers. I don't think we're going to see them at New York Comic-Con or MCM. I don't think that's something that they're going to announce anytime soon because obviously I know you've got the first two in hand. I haven't got them yet. Haven't got them yet. They are coming, but I haven't got them yet. But yeah, Negan and the Walkers aren't even out yet. So, but I want to see
they're not even out till next year either. They're quite late on, aren't they?
Yeah, I want to sort of see more Invincible figures. We've got two that are in the works. I can't remember which two they are now. I'm trying to have a look.
You see, they've got Invincible Minimates coming out.
Yeah, I did see that. But
I know you like the Minimates.
I do like the Minimates, but I love the 6-7 inch figures so much. They're so, because the TV show is so close to the comic books. Yeah, they just look really good and they kind of tick both boxes. And there's so many cool characters that we haven't had yet that they've still got. And Zach did say they've not finished with the license yet, so we are going to get more. So yeah, maybe a couple more. But another one as well, Archangel. Remember that really cool Archangel that Diamond Select announced?
Yeah, has that not come out yet?
No, it's not out yet.
Wow.
But that was announced last New York Comic Con, I'm sure.
It was, a long time ago now.
But that one, that's not out yet. That isn't out yet. I did wonder whether we were going to see new version, or whether if they've got the license for the Crow, whether that fell into the new movie, and whether they were planning on putting something out for the new movie. But then obviously that didn't land particularly well, did it? So
it seemed to disappear from cinemas very quietly and sheepishly, didn't it?
It has. And another one as well, Joker 2 is not landed well.
That's savage, isn't it? That's had some bad reviews.
I was going to go and watch it, but then it literally came up on Facebook and that, like, worst film ever, like worse than Madam Web. And I was like, wow, okay.
From what I understand, people are saying that the musical scenes in it have no relevance, make no sense, and take you out of the movie. Like they're not part of. It's like they're not a part of the movie. It's like they're trying to be within his consciousness or something. And it's like weird way they've placed it. So apparently, it's very odd.
But then there's this really weird theory as well now that they made the film purposely bad because of all the people that idolized Arthur Fleek in the first one, and I was like, okay, it's quite an expensive kind of way of trying to get people not to like him. But yeah, either way. Jada Toys, do you think they're going to be? Do you think they're going to be doing anything? Do you think they're going to be
Jada Toys? I think they will at New York Comic Con, especially. Whatever they do at New York Comic Con, I think they'll just mirror at London. I don't see anything new coming out of them for London. But New York Comic Con, I think they'll show off some more of the Scooby-Doo figures. Obviously, at San Diego Comic Con, they put out a Shaggy, didn't they? And they put out a couple of the villains. So I'm wondering whether this time we might start seeing a couple of the other ones for the wave coming out now. Because if they were able to pump out, like Street Fighter's done and dusted, as far as we're aware, because they've had every single figure in a cabinet at every Comic Con for the past year or so now. So we know that they've kind of done and made them, told them they're ready to go, just waiting for the release dates now. So in the background, I'm guessing they're starting to work on Scooby-Doo now. So it'd be cool to start seeing them populate the line in that.
Yeah, that'd be quite cool.
I've always wanted a highly articulated like Scooby-Doo line because there's a lot of cool monsters and characters.
Yeah. Would you want it to be completely kind of comic book, like animated, or would you want them to go a little bit realistic with the monsters and stuff?
No, completely animated, completely like the TV series,
like true to. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't want a load of like realism to that. Just give us give me a load of cheesy accessories like Scooby-Doo with a chef's hat and a burger that's half eaten, and you know what I mean? Give us all random accessories. I would just buy accessory packs for Scooby-Doo. I'm not even kidding.
That would
Boxes of Scooby snacks, and
that would be a very fun accessory pack. I'm not going to lie. That really would be a fun accessory pack.
What I don't understand is, right, Jada Toys, they specialize in metal die-cast metal die-cast vehicles. That is their go-to line.
That's what they
Yet
started
they've
off with.
started, and yet they've started making these 6-inch highly articulated plastic figures, going down the Marvel Legends style route like Hasbro. And they've not given us any vehicles yet. So Scooby-Doo is the perfect line to sort of go, we'll give you a die-cast 6-inch scale, mystery machine. Never mind giving us it in plastic, give us it in die-cast so it looks like a proper Volkswagen. That'd be awesome.
That'd be very cool.
And same with Street Fighter. Why have we not had a car that dismantles so you can do you know what I mean? So that you can have Ryu kicking it and have the bonnet flying off or something.
Like the bonus level, isn't it? The bonus level where you beat the car up. That would make a lot of sense. Almost like what they do with the wrestling figures, like the wrestling vehicles, where they're like, I can't remember the name that Mattel uses.
They have many names, my friend. The Lucho Lowrider is my favorite right now. They've had the Hell Cycle. I'm
sure they have a name for the fact that they dismantle, like that you can break them apart, like wreck it or something. Speaking of Jada, though, did you see their little Ghostbuster?
Oh, Wreck and Slam and Stack.
Wreck It.
That is an awful name. Yeah, the Reckon line. The WREKKIN. Reckon. The WWE Reckon line.
No G on that because we're Reckon stuff. No, Jada Toys. Speaking of the diecast thing, did you see their Ghostbuster set?
No.
It literally dropped on. I think it's going to be at New York. But it's essentially, they do like the Micro Machine size vehicles.
Oh yeah.
So it's an Ecto 1, and the box opens up, and there's like the firehouse. There's
yes, I have seen that with the marshmallows and the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and stuff.
The Stay Puft figure, and it looks about the same size as like those mini Puff figures that we got a few years back. But that's a cool little diorama for any Ghostbuster fans, and that obviously is going to tie in with the anniversary as well.
100%. Jada Toys as well, because if speaking about Jada, I went to Asda this past week with the big Asda near me, and they had Scooby-Doo mini metal figures along with the Wednesday ones. Now they've now got Scooby-Doo ones, and they've got Gremlins now as well.
What? No way.
They've got you can get a Stripe, a Gizmo, and then it's got all the other ones like I can never remember all the names, but like the little black and white one and all the little Gremlin-y ones like Gizmos and stuff.
Yeah.
Magwise.
But Stripe's the black and white one.
He is. But what I'm thinking is because they've clearly got the license for Gremlins, I'm guessing it's only a matter of time until we get Gizmo in the red car as die-cast red car. That'd be an awesome display piece.
It's got to be done. Very quickly in the chat, Emma Salmon 31's put a couple of comments up. SuperSorrell, how are you? I'm going to MCM COMICON the 26th. That's the day I'm going. So there we go. Joker 2, people walking out, demanding their money back. Any more news about Disney horror movies like Pooh Bear and Mickey Mouse? I don't think they're official Disney though. Let's just make that very clear. They're not official Disney things. And Josh Boy Toys says, what? I need those. There you go. He's even got a little like Mogwai in his picture.
The little Jada Toys Gremlins look awesome. The little minifigures are amazing.
Yeah. My favorite Gremlin toy is still that. Who is it that did it? The
NECA.
Loyal Subjects.
Yeah,
I think it's Stripe I've got. Like it's still like better than the NECA ones in my opinion. But yeah. I do need some Gremlins actually. That's a good.
Well, it's normally around this time that NECA would start announcing them. They'd usually announce them now, knowing that they've nearly got them in hand ready for December, and then they ship out sort of mid-December.
Yeah.
But this year, I think it's mainly going to be all about Krampus, because we've had like we had a lot of gizmos and stuff last year, but this year everyone's been waiting over 3 years now to get their hands on this Krampus figure, and they've also been fleshing out the world with all these random creatures and designs, and so I think it's going to be all about that this year, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't know if NECA are at MCM.
NECA, and I don't think they ever go to MCM, but they go to
No.
New York. They don't really do MCM.
No. So there's still a couple of brands that we got to get over here. I'll tell you who I am excited to see at MCM. The Russo brothers are there on Saturday.
Ooh, wow!
Yeah, they're doing a panel.
They're doing a
I don't
panel.
know. Yeah, they're doing like a panel thing. It's all about the new movies that they're doing and stuff. It's not about Marvel and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm tempted to go into that. But I think the one that I'm most excited for is both Black and Yellow Power Ranger are going to be there. So might have to tick those two off my list and go
Do
meet
it.
them. Yeah, just
Which Yellow Ranger is it? Aisha.
Aisha,
Yeah.
Obviously.
I don't know. There's several Yellow Rangers. I don't know.
No, Mighty Morphin. I'm talking. Come on.
She's not Mighty Morphin to me.
She
Mighty
is.
Morphin is Trini.
Yeah, but she was still you know what?
Not to me. She's not. She's not my Yellow Ranger.
And I've been rewatching this with my youngest son. My youngest son's mad into Power Rangers at the moment, which is really cool because I still very much like Power Rangers, and it's kind of like we're both experiencing it together, sort of thing. But the switch between like Adam, Rocky, and Aisha happened really quickly.
It does.
Like,
After series one, isn't it?
It was years after, like years and years after, but it didn't. It happened really quite quickly. So yeah, there we go. There we go. But yeah, no, it's Walter Jones that's going to be there.
Are you not going to go meet the gladiators?
No.
Bionic and Athena.
There's 3 of them there. There's
Dynamite.
Dynamite's there as well.
3 of the least favorite ones. Have you noticed? It's the 3 that you couldn't care about.
Thing is gladiators for me, they were the type of people like when it came out in the 90s, they would open supermarkets and like appear at theme parks, and you know what I mean. It wasn't really Comic-Con level kind of appearances. It was like, oh, we've got Lightning opening up our new Asda store on Wednesday for photographs, and you know what I mean. And that was it. And I remember meeting Jet at like a theme park down at Southend. It was like, you know, Jet and Hunter, actually, I think were the 2 that were there. I queued up for about 20 minutes, met her, got a cuddle, and then went home happy. I was like, yeah.
I think it was, who was it I saw at New, was it Trojan? I'm going to look him up now. I'm sure it was called Trojan.
At Comic-Con?
Yes, it was. Yeah, so I went to a it was Newcastle, and I went up there for a toy fair, and like me and Miss SuperSorrell had a stall and stuff, and we were setting up, and the gladiators came in. Well, 2 of them, and one of them was Trojan, but he's like an old man with a cane. You know, when you like go, oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they're knocking on now.
Oh yeah, we all get old. I think there's a real missed opportunity. They should have had some kind of crossover in the new Gladiator show, like even if it was like boss level, like, and you had the original Gladiator there, sort of thing. Like it's like you have reached boss level, and it's like
that is no, because that is currently what WWE are doing right now, mate. That is currently what they're doing with The Rock. He's the boss right now. He's the boss level, or whatever you want to call it.
Have you watched the McMahon documentary?
Yes. Ooh.
You know what? Regardless of the controversy that is going on around Mr. McMahon, I actually really enjoyed the documentary. I thought it was a really good documentary about WWE.
It felt like because obviously we all know WWE is coming to Netflix in January. The first show is January 4th. I'm very excited because it's the first time ever I'll be able to follow it like match for match. Normally I have to watch the highlights and then catch the pay-per-views. So I'll be able to sit and watch it. And this felt almost like Netflix's way of like showing you what has come before and now we're here and let's go forward kind of thing. It's like, it feels like the start of a new era, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. But I just thought it was like the Attitude Era and Mr. McMahon as a character and everything. I just thought it was a really good it was a really good way of explaining how that all came about and how that blew up to the level that it did. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited for WWE coming to it. But back to MCM and New York Comic Con. We're straying.
I was just gonna say that. Do you know what though? As obviously as a kid, you didn't know what was going on. You just watched it week to week. But every time you heard his music hit or Shane McMahon's music hit, you couldn't help but get a bit. You couldn't help but smile because he'd walk down with that big frigging strut, and it was just it was
Yeah.
so larger than life. Wasn't it?
Yeah. You know what? Okay, I'm not condoning anything that he has or hasn't done, but as a character in the WWE, he was brilliant. Like he was such a good character. Like I used to love watching his stuff because that whole thing of him being the boss and being on show was just brilliant. It was awesome television.
To this day, you can't. To this day, especially with Shane McMahon, as soon as his music hits and you hear the "Here comes the money," you can't help but instantly turn back to a child and go, "It's Shane!"
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I am.
But anyway, sorry,
Going
MCM.
and watching WWE at the I think it was at the O2, and seeing DX and John Cena and everyone come out, like it was just like, yeah, ticked off my bucket list. But
If Triple H and Shawn Michaels don't redo that skit from back in the day when they're on Netflix and do a Netflix has said the Generation X cannot say the following words. If they do not redo that skit for Netflix, I'll cry.
Yeah, but they're both old men now.
It'd still be funny because it'd be nostalgic, wouldn't it? It'd still be funny to be. Them two together are hilarious.
Oh, massively. Sure, I was a massive Shawn Michaels fan. Massive Shawn Michaels fan.
He's running at NXT now. He sort of runs NXT as Shawn Michaels these days.
Yeah, he's legend. Emma Salmon just said, "Have you watched Penguin?"
Right. Here's my thing on Penguin. Right. You know when you watch a film and it's a film and like they're filming a film within the film. Do you know what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
And it's always badly acted and they always look really weird. This feels like somebody's making a documentary about the making of The Sopranos. He looks like a really crap Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
Without that nose, that is literally Tony Soprano. Come on.
Yeah, I am really enjoying it, but I keep forgetting that it's in the DC Batman universe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm watching it and then I'm like, oh, this is the Penguin. Like this is like Batman has just done all the stuff in Batman. Like, you know. But yeah. Bethany Beth said no spoilers. We're not going to spoil it. It's fine.
No spoilers. I haven't even watched it yet. I've not even seen it. I've seen bits.
There are no penguins in the Penguin. I'm just saying that. Like, if you want penguins, watch Happy Feet or something like that. But there are no penguins in the Penguin. But it's good. I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it. And also, as well, TV wise, you've got Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, Book of Carol, which is just the biggest title in the world. But that's really cool as well. That's a really, really cool TV show for any Walking Dead fans. But we are closing in on the last kind of 15, 20 minutes of the show. So let's just recap New York Comic-Con, MCM Comic-Con predictions. What we want to have, what we're hoping for. The main thing that we're looking out for is obviously this Ghostbuster HasLab.
Yeah.
That's our big kind of thing. But as we know, that's going to be announced on the Friday the 18th. So we are going to see that. I think we'll probably see whatever the HasLab is in person at New York Comic Con. I don't know whether they'll ship it over to MCM. There's a possibility that they will. They have done in the past. Well, they have done in the past. They've had Giant Man there. They had the Ghost there. They had the...
Yeah, then again, they've got Dwight and stuff there this year, haven't they? Or a couple of them anyway are going to be there this year. So yeah, there is the potential that they could ship it over with them, with the American team.
So, you know, potentially.
One thing, I think whatever we see at New York, like I say, we've kind of got our predictions of where we want the pipeline stuff and what the announcements they'll make. In regards to what they'll show, I think that'll be the that Secret Wars wave they announced. I think those will be physically on display this time.
Yeah.
And then they'll basically show those off again in London. I don't see them, because there's no fanfare for London, I don't see them doing anything too major this year. I think it'll just be, these are the figures that are coming out, here they are on display now.
Well, you know what? Hasbro have, in the last few years, taking the COVID years out, had a really big presence at MCM, like a big stall, a big, big banners, like, 20, 30 foot kind of display banners and cases. And last year, for example, they had display cases for everything. Like all the different brands had stuff on show. They had Giant Man on show. They had the Ghost on show. They had the Ghostbuster stuff on show. They had Power Rangers out. Like there was so much on show. But I don't know what they would do this year. Like maybe the Cantina, they'll have a Cantina out. I don't know if that's at a 3D printing stage yet or not. Potentially whatever the Ghostbusters one is going to be. So I don't really know what to expect from the Hasbro booth. But I think
so. You know the setup they had for Star Wars London.
Yeah,
I think it'll be that basically redone with the big Detolf cabinets with all the new figures in it, and they'll be like Marvel here, Star Wars there, Transformers there, GI Joe there. Like I think that'll be it, and I just think they'll have the figures in the cabinets, and then they'll have like them little, you know, and they have the little plaques, but there's nothing written on them yet, so you know something's coming in that spot, but we'll get it on Saturday or Sunday or whatever. I think they'll do that again, where on the Friday the plaques will be out, then Saturday the figures will be in the cabinets, and the people that'll be there will kind of reveal them for us.
But usually what they do is that they have those plaques out, they do the panel, they announce stuff at the panel, and then when you come out of the panel, the figures are then in the cabinets, but they're not having a panel. So if there is going to be any review, I don't think there's going to be as big a fanfare as there has been previously. So
yeah,
who knows? And they're the only ones that I really, Hasbro are the only ones that I kind of follow in regards to the reveals at MCM. Like I'm sure other brands do it, but they kind of go under the radar a little bit for me. But then I don't seem to see a lot of people talking about MCM. Like I don't know which retailers are there either.
It's the same every year. In Demand will be there because they're always there. Star Action will probably be there.
Comics and
there's
Cocktails.
The usual suspects, isn't there? Comics Cocktails will be there. It's the usual suspects. They're all there. I don't know. I don't think the October one, I don't think is the big MCM shebang that it used to be. I think Hasbro and that are more likely to come over in May and do something. You know what I mean? Like the summer convention when they're on the road. Yeah. It just seems weird that there's nothing happening this year there's not really much happening at MCM full stop this year, like big announcement wise.
No, but the October one was always the big show. That was always the one that they made the big fuss for. But yeah, like you say, there doesn't seem to be a lot of noise about anything going on. But yeah, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there at the weekend, and I'll go around and video what's on display in for different brands and stuff. Yeah, and just sort of share what's there. Do what I usually do and just kind of share what's there. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I'm just going to kind of go, this was at MCM. Yeah. Dean in the chat said, I went to MCM London Comic-Con May this year and was barely anything Star Wars there. Yeah, that's what we said, is that the May one, because Star Wars is like that, the Hasbro have the main kind of distribution rights for like the figures and stuff like that. They tend to be at the October one. So if there isn't a Hasbro booth there wouldn't be a huge amount on display. So who knows though? We might be surprised. They might do some big reveal that we've completely looked. And there'll be something on display that we haven't even sort of contemplated. But I don't know. I personally feel a little bit out of touch. Like normally, kind of going into October, I feel like I know roughly what to expect. But yeah, I don't know. Dean, another one in the chat there saying that they're going on the 26th. I'll be there on the 26th. That's the day that I'm going. Yeah, I'll be there on the 26th doing a little bit of filming and stuff. Obviously, if you see us, give us a shout, say hello. It's always nice to meet you and interact with you. Sorrell's just disappeared. He's actually just gone. I think he's just gone. I think he's just decided he's had enough and he's gone. But yeah, so this essentially was our New York Comic Con and MCM Comic Con prediction show. But I think that the kind of takeaway from this is we haven't really got a huge amount that we're expecting at MCM. I think the main reveals are going to be at New York Comic Con. All your standard brands, all your regular brands. and that's about it. I think MCM Comic-Con's kind of just going to happen. I don't think there's going to be anything massive going on there. But yeah, it is what it is. I do hope Sorrell's all right. He just kind of disappeared without saying anything. He's probably gone to get a glass of water. But while he's away, I will just talk about myself for a little bit. So I did mention earlier on in the show that this was my last Geek Week, but I was kind of having a joke. This is the last Geek Week show that I'm doing in this room because I have moved to a bigger and better room. And I'm quite excited about the new setup. So I will be, hopefully, all being well, doing Geek Week next week from my new room. It might look a little bit empty, but yeah. Shelley said,
what if he never comes back?
Well, he's back now, Shelley. He is back.
In the words of Chucky, I always come back.
Dean said, hopefully the Ghost and Cantina. The Ghost was there. The Ghost was there last year. They had their 3D model of the Ghost there last year at MCM, and that looked spectacular. You know what? Now you've mentioned that, and after speaking to Steve last week, there's actually a good chance they'll have the Ghost on display again. Because obviously it's not shipped yet, so people are all asking about it. They're all kind of asking when the Ghost's going to come out and stuff like that. So putting it on display at MCM might be a good shout. So maybe that is the thing. I don't know whether the Cantina's at build stage yet. I don't know whether they have a prototype that's convention worthy, but it would be cool to see it. If they've got it on stage, I'll definitely be getting some pictures and videos of it and stuff.
And as well, we had Steve on last week, and he kind of did say that there is going to be some announcements regarding the Ghost coming up. So to stay tuned to Hasbro, and they will be sort of talking about it very soon. Might not necessarily be at Comic-Con, but they'll be talking about it very soon with updates.
He put did you see on his Instagram? He put like a really cryptic kind of video.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did like
Steve.
a thing about at New York Comic Con about coming to find him and giving him your name, and then he's doing some kind of draw. So anyone that kind of gives him his name, he's done a whole sort of like covert video. It's quite fun actually, and basically you know what to say to him, and then you give him your name, and then that enters you into the draw. Dean said they had a cantina at San Diego Comic Con. Of course they did. Yes, they did. It's more just whether it's shippable, so whether they could send it over here. So the one that they had at San Diego, if that's in a position where they could box it up and send it over, then hopefully we'd see it. But that'd be cool. That would definitely be a centerpiece for MCM.
Let's not forget as well, because we have got the 2 Comic-Cons coming up, but it's only like we're going to get some stuff announced, but not everything, because the week after Comic-Con is 10/27.
10/27, yes.
That's Hasbro's end of year kind of announcements, isn't it? Because after that they tend to go quiet then over the Christmas period. Obviously they're busy with all the getting things to toy stores for Christmas, and so they kind of disappear at that point. We don't tend to hear from them again till New Year after that.
No.
You sort of get, I think I think Marvel Legends panel usually do one last thing where they do their picks of the year or something. They do like a little festive thing later on. But I mean, 10/27 is the last big Hasbro kind of reveal announcements, I think, usually.
Yeah, you're right. You are right. So we've got that, but that segues on quite nicely to our upcoming shows. So
I was just going to say right quick, one thing again, if I get this right, I'm a genius, right? If I get this wrong, then I'm the biggest clown on the internet. But I've got a feeling at one of these Comic-Cons or at 10/27, they will announce Santa Claus with the Infinity Gauntlet. I think that is a figure, and I think it's coming. See if I'm right. See if I'm right, people.
That'd be quite fun. But we're talking about 10/27. So this week, obviously, episode 173. Next week is 174, and we are doing our Halloween show with a special guest, Ryan Speaks Geek. He's going to join us again, and we're going to do our Halloween show.
And there may be a few more people. It may not just be Ryan. I may be working my magic in the background, and Triple G Comic may be coming in. It just depends. And we may have a couple of other people dropping in, dude. You don't even know what I'm planning. I got stuff planned, brother.
Halloween, but we've got Ryan the whole show. That's kind of what
Ryan's the whole show.
Ryan's going to join us for the whole show, and then there are some other special guests joining us hopefully. And the week after that, episode 175, we are going to do our 1027 recap. So we'll be going live on the Sunday, and 1027 is the Saturday.
No, 1027 is the same day we go live, mate. 1027 is the Sunday. We may be live at the same time as Hasbro, which means we'll be able to be. We may even if they are live the same time as us, it may be even a reaction show. We might have to just literally sit and watch it together with the audience. That might be what we end up doing. And I'm not sure what time, if it's going to clash.
Yeah,
but
we've penned that as our 1027 reaction recap reaction show. So yes, so next couple of weeks we have got a couple of good things planned. So Halloween next week, Halloween show next week, and then 1027 recap show the week after. And keep your eye on our socials, because we'll be announcing what shows coming up after that very, very soon.
Yeah, and I think it falls. I was looking at Christmas this year. It falls really well for us. Because we can do our Christmas special on the 22nd, our year in review on the 29th. It's just we've got perfect timings this year. It's dropped lovely on the calendar.
Yeah, no, it has worked really well, hasn't it? So that's it. So obviously this has been episode 173. We'll kind of try to streamline all of our predictions and what we've talked about, and see if any of those come true. And if they do, we'll kind of reference them in future shows. But as always, you can check out the description of the video for all the links and social medias and stuff like that. Obviously, go and follow, go and like, all that kind of stuff. And for anyone that's been mentioning MCM, I will definitely be there on the 26th. So if you do see me, do say hello. It's always nice to interact and chat. So come up and say hi. I'm literally just there to buy stuff and film stuff. That is literally my day. It's actually the day after my birthday as well. It's my birthday on the Friday, so I'm going there on the Saturday to spend all of my birthday money. I'm a little bit old. I don't get birthday cards with money in it anymore. But no, I'm gonna be using my birthday as a full excuse to just spend as much money as I want on random stuff that I don't need, but I feel that I have to have. That's my plan. So yeah, buying stuff and filming stuff. Anything you want to add, Mr. Sorrell?
I will be there as well, but in astral form. So do not, if you see me floating around, do not exercise the demons. I'd like to get home. No, I won't be there this year, sadly. But we are planning next year to be there properly and together, and we're going to work out a proper schedule for next year, because we keep saying we're going to do this and we don't. But we are going to work out a proper schedule for next year.
Every year. But yes, so this is the last kind of year, 2025. We are definitely going to get things together and actually pulling our finger out and making sure that our calendars work. But who knows, if there's something really cool there at MCM, then we might jump on live together and I'll be there filming it and we can talk about it. But that's only if it's something really, really cool, because the internet service there is rubbish.
Diabolically bad.
It is really, really bad. I tried to go live last year with the Legends reveals, and it was just awful. It was just the traumatic experience that I did not enjoy. And
yeah, I did a live stream for the London Star Wars event when I was at home, and I knew a bunch of people that were down there, and they all tried to dial in and show us what were going on, but it just kept dying. But people did try the hardest, bless them. It were awesome. But yeah, it was so bad down there. I'm surprised they don't sell internet packages or something, like Wi-Fi packages.
I know.
They'd make a killing.
I know, crazy. But yes, I'll be there. And SuperSorrell will be at the end of my phone. So who knows? You might be able to say hello to me, and then I'll give Sorrell a call and you can say hello to him as well. So, yeah, it's all good. If you missed our new intro, it's on at the beginning of this video, and it's going to be at the beginning of every other video. But of course, this has been Geek Week, episode 173. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. We will be back same time next week with a new episode of Agatha to talk about, and all of our Halloween stuff. It's going to be a good show next week. Yeah. Till next week. Thanks so much for watching. Keep it geek.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Like, share, subscribe, don't miss out.